Okay, come on. There's got to be a gun on this thing. That looks like a gun.
It's my birthday!
Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the Meta channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. Now before I start the video, at the time of the recording, which is the 22nd of July, it's actually my birthday. Well, I mean, not that you're here to know that on the 22nd of July is my birthday, but yeah, what better way to celebrate my birthday to talk about the 6th great nation, Lyrical Monasterio, which is this video's topic actually. Now, as we know, Lyrical Monasterio is the home to the previous clan Bermuda Triangle, where you have all the mermaids and everything. However, with the new Lyrical Monasterio being the 6th great nation, which is situated on top of this pink humongous whale, bushy, how ironic, you also have other species other than just mermaids. You have angels, you have cat girls, you even have ghosts, vampires, some other species, but they're all high school girl in a sense. But for this video, we're gonna talk about the very first Lyrical Monasterio archetype, Astesice. As a core mechanic for Astesice, this is your classic Bermuda Triangle playstyle, where you basically call up stuff and bounce them back to your hand and then maybe perform some other combos. You're able to spam multiple on-place skill effect based on one card. For example, if you have a card that gives another unit plus 10k power when he's on place, you can actually bounce that card back and call that card back out to give another unit plus 10k. Essentially, that unit will plus 20k. This is basically how the classic Bermuda playstyle works. It is kind of like both a offensive as well as a defensive playstyle, because you're able to call down triggers to basically punish your opponent, and then you can just bounce them back to hand. Although most of them are high school girls, but they are actually really aggressive. Whether if it's to kill you or to do something else, I don't know. However, there's a pretty big catch in having this kind of playstyle, is that Astesice is only able to attack more than 3 times on the 4th, and this is taking into account that you do personal rank. We will talk more about it when we get to know the main grade 3, which is this unit. Oh, this side, which is this unit's skill. This archetype does require you to have a very mild resource management skills. You can't go in brain dead piloting this deck. It's not going to work, and it will probably backfire. It's going to be really bad if you do not have a decent amount of resource management skills. And what's more, this features cute high school girls. I mean, all of them features cute high school girls, but then just that this is more human. So the first card, of course, we have the Astesice Mion, which is the generic starter. Nothing much to really talk about. They all have the same skill. And of course, since we're talking about generic stuff from the Lyrical Monasterio, we also have the crit and the heal. Astesice Misa as well as Astesice Kanami. Next, we have the grade 1 right target, most likely, Astesice Nanami. She has 2 skills. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a grade 1 or less from your drop, and you may call it to the rearguard as rest. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, this unit gets 2k power until the end of turn. Now, this is a very resource efficiency right, because you're able to recall the card that you actually discard for the cost of you writing this card from the right. Of course, the discard card needs to be a grade 1 or less as rest. And if that card has a on-place ability, you are able to therefore use the skill, which is a very good grade 1 right target, and this is what you expect from the classic Bermuda playstyle effects. Although it's only at rest, but hey, it's still fine because you're still able to get off a lot of good skills, and there are a lot of them. This card will definitely always will be a 10k attacker or booster, because you will definitely be able to bounce the cards back to your hand, and then you're able to call them out. So the 2k will always be there, unless of course you choose not to bounce back this card, then it will just be a generic 8k. Next up is Astesice Kiyora. Auto, Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, choose one of your rearguards and you may return it to your hand. Second skill, continuous rearguard circle. During the battle, this unit is boosted. This unit gets 5k power. This card is able to put on some aggression. For example, after you riding him, for sure you'll have one rearguard that is from the grade 1 right target. You're able to call down another card, for example, maybe a trigger, just to put on a little bit more pressure, and you are able to get back that trigger back to your hand. This card is definitely a really good card, because you're able to recycle some of your stuff as well as put on the aggression on your opponent's turn. Also, do keep in mind is that you're able to kind of refund the card that was discarded when you ride your grade 1. And since she does return that card back to your hand, essentially you're only discarding one card to get a guaranteed grade 1 ride as well as a grade 2 ride. She herself, it's a 15k attacker, but however, she's only able to gain the 5k when she's on the rear guard. Next is, of course, the main grade 3 boss for Astesice, Astesice Kairi. She has 2 skills, Auto, Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1. Choose up to 2 of your rear guards and return them to your hand. Second skill, Auto, Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle this unit attacks, if you persona ride this turn, choose up to 2 cards from your hand and call them to separate row rear guard circle. This card has a very safe and efficient hand resources skill because you're able to return everything back to your hand. I mean, when I say everything, I mean 2 rear guard. You're able to basically call out the front row, and then once you attack with this card, you're able to Soul Blast 1 and return them to your hand, which is very nice. Even if you do not have any attackers, you're able to call out triggers and basically return that trigger to your hand with this card, the first skill especially. Any on-play skill is very valuable in this Astesice deck, and however, because of the second skill and the restriction on it, you will need to persona ride in order to attack for more than 3 times. So after persona riding, you're able to attack 4 times and may possible a 5th time once we get further down the video on some of the supports that Lyrical Monasterio actually receives. So let's take a look at some of the other supports that is not Astesice that they actually receive. First off, we have Energetic School Attendance Calfy. Cat Girl. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, this unit gets 10k power until the end of turn. So this is kind of weird, is that this is a grade 3, but she's only at 10k base. Of course, when she appears on the rear guard circle, she will gain a 10k power, meaning that she will be a 20k attacker until the end of the turn. This will most probably be the main target to bounce to hand as well as call, since she will be a 20k. This is of course not counting the persona ride power boost. This card being a free of cost is very much appreciated. Imagine this card has a counterblast 1. You're gonna use up a lot of counterblast. Yeah, so this card not too bad and not too good in my opinion, because of course this is from the trial deck itself. Of course they could not put like very insane skills in the trial deck. Next we have a grade 2 faintly Slump. Apel? Okay. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, counterblast 1 and this unit gets 10k until the end of turn. Similar trend to the grade 3 just now. This is a grade 2 with an 8k base. Of course, when she is placed on the rearguard circle, you are able to pay 1 counterblast for her to be a 18k attacker. Like Calfy, she is also one of the main bounce target as well as call target when you use Kairi's skill, to superior call that is. Of course, this unit does cost 1 counterblast. Calfy is at 20k, Apel is at 18k, so there's really not much difference to actually guard these 2 attacks. However, one does cost 1 counterblast, the other is just free. Next up, we have Chewing Go Shiva. Nom noms. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, look at the top of your deck, call it to an open rearguard circle, or put it into your hand. If you put a card into your hand, choose a card from your hand and discard it. This card is also one of the main target to bounce as well as call. And I'm telling you, this card, most likely she is going to be the stapler card for all of Lyrical Monasterio, due to how versatile it is, and she's not restricted to Astesice or any single archetype. And also, this card is also one of the cards that actually helps you extend your attacking combo, since with Kairi you're able to return 2 rearguards when she attacks, and at the end of the battle, if you persona ride, you're able to call 2 units from the hand. So you could call either Apel or Calfy from your hand. And for the other card that you want to call in the back row is most likely going to be Shiva if you want to go for a 4th attack. However, the problem here is that you will notice that there's a lot of Soul Blast now. If you do keep spamming Shiva, you will not have a lot of soul, as well as Kairi having 1 soul to return 2 cards from the board to your hand. Earlier in the mechanic overview, I said that you do need a decent resource management skills. This is what I mean, because there's a lot of Soul Blast in this deck. Extending combos aside, she is also able to help you kind of recycle your hand. Next, of course, is the humongous Pink Whale himself. Special live tour around the world. An order card. This card is just a free of cost. You can just place it into the set order and then choose whether or not if you want to pay 2 counterblasts to give all of your rearguards 5k power. So yeah, 5k bonus power for all rearguards, and do note it's continuous. So if you, after you paying 2 counterblast, the 5k power will still be added even if the rear guards is bounced to hand and call back out. All of them will still get 5k power, so please do not argue that the 5k power does not applies to the newly called rear guards, because I foresee people argue that the 5k power does not applies to the newly called rear guards. I do foresee this, and it's basically Vanguard community in a nutshell. The activation timing for this is very crucial because of the 2 counterblast. Most of your counterblast is gonna go to this card most likely. Of course, overall this card is quite scary. Very scary. Next, of course, we have a promo card for Lyrical Monasterio so early on. Throw Kiss, Heart-Shaped Arrow, Nonna? Okay. Auto rearguard, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, so charge 2. So yeah, this is your one and only card that actually gives you some resource. Since I did mention that this archetype does use a lot of soul, so yeah, this card is gonna be very valuable and might possibly be a stapler until some other cards that actually gives you soul does comes out. The only restriction here is that she can only hit the Vanguard to soul charge. If you don't hit the Vanguard, you're not gonna get the soul. So yeah, to all Lyrical Monasterio players, yeah, this card is going to be very valuable, and I do suggest you to get this as soon as possible, even if you're not playing Astesice. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section, what do you think of the Lyrical Monasterio Astesice? Do let me know if you do want to play this, or you're still waiting for some other archetype within Lyrical Monasterio. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and do remember to ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.